in the era of NIL money in college baseball, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more prep prospects, highly touted prep prospects, make it to campus and not be drafted as much. Like, yes, they're still going to get drafted, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot of them make it onto campus. So here are 5 freshmen for the 2027 college baseball season that I want to highlight today. And starting off with the first one is Blake Bowen. I still don't know if I get that name right, from Oregon State. He's a right-handed hitter, listed at 6'3", 215 pounds, and I'm going to say it right off the bat, he's a 5-tool player. Like, that's the kind of potential he has. He's listed as a 5-star player according to Baseball America. That's their new, like, star system that they've came out with, and I agree wholeheartedly that he is a 5-star player. He's going to be a potential, like I said, 5-tool player at Oregon State. And I mean, he's gonna be able to hit an impact bat, I think, immediately, like as a freshman. He's gonna be able to play elite and amazing defense in center field. He's going to be a center fielder, no doubt about it. He can go and get the ball. Like, that's one of his best traits out there. He's gonna be able to showcase his speed. You know, that speed is not only for stealing bases, but it's gonna help him run the bases better overall. It's gonna help him on the defense. It's gonna help him overall. And I think Oregon State fans are gonna fall in love with him pretty quickly because he is a very great player that I think is going to take college baseball like by storm very quickly and is going to be one of the better overall college baseball players. Next up is James Clark. He's somebody that was very interesting to me because he's a right-handed hitter listed at 6'1", 195 pounds. He's a 5-star player according to Baseball America. Again, he's another impact bat and he's a shortstop. Now, why I say he's very interesting to me is because he was somebody that had a lot of draft hype or a lot of draft talks, but he didn't go in the draft, I don't think. I think he pulled out late, but it was very interesting because at the beginning of the draft cycle, it was somebody that was very interesting. A lot of teams were very interested in him, but as the summer circuit, as his time went on, it just didn't seem like he was really progressing, to be in that first round or even second to third round. And then immediately he pulled his name out. He's going to end up at Duke, and I think he's going to be very impactful from the minute he gets on the field. He plays excellent defense at shortstop, and I think he may not be as impactful at the plate immediately, but I think that defense alone is going to be very big and is going to help him. And I'm pretty sure his brother plays at Duke or used to play at Duke, one of the two. I don't remember exactly. But he is somebody who I think is very interesting and does not get talked about enough, in my opinion. Like, he is a freshman that I think is going to be very impactful at Duke and should hopefully help him keep developing his game so he can enter the draft again. And this time, the next time he enters the draft is going to be just that much more of a polished player. And again, I think it's somebody that Duke fans are going to fall in love with pretty quickly because while the bat may not show up immediately, in my opinion, he is somebody that is going to play very excellent defense at shortstop and can continue developing the bat while he's there for the next 2-3 years, however long he decides to stay at Duke. Next up is Lucas Norowski. He is somebody that I think was very interesting in the draft. My favorite team, the Miami Marlins, were actually interested in him. But again, I think he was somebody that was very dead set on making it to campus. So it's probably why a lot of teams didn't really take the chance on him. Now, he's a left-handed pitcher. He's going to be at LSU. And he's listed at 5'11", 197 pounds. He's another 5-star player according to Baseball America. And his arsenal on the mound is very simple for a high school arm. He's fastball, slider, changeup. Now, what's really interesting to me is that he's a very high spin rate guy. Like, that's his big calling card. His slider, I believe, was graded out at a 70 by MLB Pipeline for the MLB draft. So just imagine what he's going to do when he gets to campus. His fastball sits at 90, mid 90s, 95, around there. And I think the real thing about him is that the question's going to be whether he's a starter or in the pen. Now, the reason I say that is because I don't know if LSU is going to need him to start right away, but if he goes in the pen, he can be like a nasty lefty reliever who brings out that slider and that changeup combo and can be very impactful, like out of the pen, throwing that slider. That's probably one of the nastiest sliders you're going to find in all of college baseball now that you have him there on campus. And I think potentially he might be like a midweek starter. Maybe he gets in there on some of the weekend series. But honestly, I think he's going to be more of a weapon out of the pen. And if LSU has any aspirations to bounce back and make it back to Omaha, make it back in these playoffs. And, after a very disappointing season, I really think that Lucas Narowski is going to be a big part of that entire pitching staff, whether he's giving them innings as a starter during the midweek or whether he's out of the pen being a lefty weapon. He's going to be somebody that LSU fans are going to love very quickly because he has a very devastating slider. Next up is Bo Holloway, who's at Vanderbilt. He's a left-handed pitcher, 6'5", 215 pounds. He's a 4-star player according to Baseball America, and his arsenal is a fastball, slider, changeup. Now, what's interesting about Holloway is that he did make throughout the last 2 years in high school, he did make some interesting adjustments to his delivery, and that has helped him because his fastball used to be, I think, more lower 90s and maybe in the 80s, but he's since been up there with the fastball. 94 to 98. He's hit 100 over the last year. He does need some work on his secondaries, but I think it's going to be very interesting. Because here in my notes, I have him listed as position midweek starter, maybe some weekend starts. I think he is going to get some starts in the midweek, but he, again, with that really high octane fastball that can run up there, I think he's going to be somebody that's very interesting and can get some very crucial bullpen innings and just be like a weapon. Kind of like what I was saying about Lucas Narowski, who can pitch midweek, who can pitch some out of the pen. Like, I think that's going to be him. Like, somebody who's going to just eat innings wherever they need it, and that fastball is going to play up. If they can get those secondaries like that slider and changeup working a lot more, it's going to be very awesome to see what he does, because that fastball is already going to be one that absolutely plays at the college level. And last but not least, my 5th player on this list, and by no means is he actually like the one I care about the least, but just happened to fall in this order, is Ethan Bass, who's going to South Carolina. He's a right-handed hitter. He's 6'2", 185 pounds. He's a 4-star player according to Baseball America. And again, he's another impact bat. Somebody who I think is going to immediately slot in to that lineup and help them a lot. I think South Carolina is going to be a very interesting team overall because they just got a new head coach, and getting someone like Ethan Bass on the roster is very interesting. His position is that kind of up in the air, in my opinion, because he could play shortstop. That's kind of what he was out of high school. A lot of these guys that are like some of the best prep players in the country, where do they play? Up the middle. So you're going to find them at center field or at shortstop, and this guy can play both of them. He can play center field, he can play shortstop, and he plays them both at a very good rate, at a very, just some very elite defense, in my opinion. And I think, honestly, he might just slot in at center field, and he can go out there and pick it with the best. Like, he can run routes perfectly. He's gonna be making some great catches out there. And if they need him, and if they want his bat in the lineup, and they have somebody else who they want to play center field, he can also go play shortstop. But I think in the long term, he's gonna get a little more value out of his game being a center fielder, and then the bat is going to play immediately. Like, I don't think there's gonna be a ton of pressure on him as a freshman to deliver. I think he's going to fall somewhere into that like Anthony Pack Jr., where no pressure on him, get in the lineup, play your game, do your impact, have some great at bats. So yeah, just to recap my list here, I kind of want to go through and give you guys the names again. First off is Blake Bowen from Oregon State. Next up is James Clark from Duke, and then is Lucas Narowski at LSU. Then you have Bo Holloway at Vanderbilt, and last but not least, Ethan Bass at South Carolina. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other freshmen you're really excited for, or maybe some that I should have included on this list.